So some of the first conversations I had with Kenyatta, oh my goodness, like to know that people were trying to be like me. That guys, that's not that solves so many problems, not problems, but that answered so many questions for me. The first conversations I had with Kenyatta, she made sure to say, "Cause I ain't like these humans." Keep in mind what I just said, guys. The first real conversations I had with Kenyatta, I specifically remember her saying, because I'm not like these humans. And when she said that, I thought that for a minute, I thought that she was me. I'm like, oh, she thinks the same way too, right? Not knowing that she already had the drop on who I was. Isn't that crazy? People knew who I was before I did. I was just in my own world, man, basically, growing up. I wasn't thinking about what other people were thinking or who I exactly was, and I wasn't thinking like that, man. I was just trying to survive. I was just trying to survive, learn about myself, learn about the world, and I was having fun and just doing my own thing. It wasn't until I came around like specific people that just little things, little funny shit started happening. But when she said that, it's like, oh, she like me. Like I thought and the way people tried to come in and fool me. They could fool me for a little while, but they couldn't fool me for long. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, she like me, but that was until I had like until I talked to her on the phone for a few minutes before she would expose herself. I was like, oh, she ain't me because the way she going off, I said, nah, that's not like me. And then that's when I kind of knew that she was acting, but I still didn't know it from the angle of, oh, this is somebody who's trying to be like you. I never thought that because I don't have an ego like that. I get up and I actually believe that everybody likes being who they are. Like, I don't know. That's just like one of my delusions. We all got them, right? But I actually made myself believe that people actually like being who they are, that they're not trying to be like other people. I mean, at least not to the level that I now know that. I mean, I knew it was to a certain level, but not to the level that I know now. That like people really have a hard time being genuine. That's why they hate me so much. And in my mind, genuine is the only thing to be. I can't be nothing else. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, she used to say that a lot. Because I ain't like these humans. So it's like, who told her to talk like that, or how did she know that I was or I wasn't? How did she know? Who told her this? Who gave her the drop on this shit? Everybody knew who I was except me. Ain't that something? Well, I mean, all God's plan, of course. I had to, notes had to be taken, right? Let's put these type of people around these type of people and see what happens. A huge experiment. And Joseph Chaplin always talks about how this universe is it's all experimental. If it was no experiments, you couldn't move forward. But I ain't gonna keep it long. I just want to tell y'all how much this individual tried to pretend to be me when it came around me. When she came around me, I just specifically remember her saying that. And a lot of people cannot talk to me too long. They usually end up going to sleep. I digress, guys, but a lot of people cannot really talk to me too long. They usually end up falling asleep, or they go into some type of hypnotized type of state when they talk to me. I used to wonder why did that happen too. The thing with Kenyatta, when I would talk to her, it would be like a certain time limit. Like she couldn't talk to me longer than 3 or 4 minutes. None of them could really, and none of them could. So-called family people look at me in my eye. They couldn't. It's like they would start malfunctioning when they talk to me past a certain amount of time, and they have to get off the phone. Oh, I got something I got to go do. That's what it was like for the when they used to speak to me. And I used to wonder what was up with that, but at the same time, I didn't like these motherfuckers anyway. So, everything always played out for my benefit, whether it seemed, negative or not. It still played to my hand, even whether I knew it or not. It still played to my hand. I didn't like these people. I didn't like these motherfuckers anyway. Because I would always leave the situation like, why they do that? Or why they say this? And stuff like that. Cognitive dissonance started setting in. But no, Kenyatta could not talk to me past 3 or 4 minutes without malfunctioning. It was like literally a malfunction. Like she could only hold that persona for a while before she started just like self-destruct. Just like her whole personality just like started breaking down when she talks to me past 3 or 4 minutes. It's very, very strange. And I actually looked up her name in gematria, and I found out some very interesting things. And I want to say some specific things, but I can't. Like I told you, I don't say everything on YouTube. But basically, to make a long story short, the gematria said, "Oh, that's one of the devil's kids," and I ain't lying to y'all about that. I can say that, but I can't get to specifics about what exactly it said because I will start saying some names that I don't want to be saying on YouTube. But in a nutshell, it's basically like, oh, Kenyatta is one of the devil's kids.